Hey friendos, my name is Nez and welcome, finally, to Monster Prom 3 Monster Road Trip. We're back with yet another new entry to the Monster Prom. Yeah, we could call it a franchise now. Definitely a franchise now. And since ya boy is back, he got himself some special treatment. I got myself a streamer copy of Roadtrip so I could get the content out earlier. I've played a couple of hours, got myself a few endings, and well, we're planning to get one today because the endings of Monster Prom 3 are quite a bit different to 1 and 2. And with that said, friendos, I think it is time to start! 1 player, 2 players, 3 players, 4 because I'm not sure who else has an early copy, 1 player is no more. What's your road trip style? Road Tripper, the true survival co-op experience, including a player performance ranking at the end, or Prank Master. Add some cutthroat mechanics to decide who's MVP. This is basically if you want to go hardcore mode with your friends and you want to break some relationships. But because we're an antisocial outcast of society, we'll be playing Road Tripper. And what's your road trip style? Easy, normal, or hard? Basically, these raise our stat checks plus the initial stats we start out with. From playing with all of these, I say they very much only artificially lengthen the game. Because 1 run of Road Trip is actually pretty easy if you know what you're doing, so these only lengthen your playthrough. More or less. We'll go with easy so we could get to an ending faster. Ah yes, the road, that mythical beast of asphalt. We once tamed it in what became one of the strangest, most wonderful journey of our lives. Back then, we were young and unafraid. Summer was coming to an end when Polly and Scott planned a road trip. The whole thing was bound to go off the rails. This was the Prank Masters after all. Scott Howell, 21, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge heart. And Polly Geist, 22, yes, she is definitely 22. A party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things. Each of them were by themselves an agent of chaos. But together they were the perfect combo for hijinks to ensue. Who in their right mind would have agreed to join them on such a trip? You, apparently. So these are all the characters that we have access to. We got our main characters from the old games, plus a few DLC characters, and we have Zoe. So they asked me which DLC character I wanted for free, and well, we got fan favorite Zoe. We're gonna play as her. And tune your trip vibes. You could basically choose the OST of your run. You could choose from Desert Vibes, which is the main menu music, Tropical Rave, Lo-Fi Beats, or Surf Rock. I say we go for Tropical Rave. Was the road trip a dangerous idea? Yes! Was it poorly planned? Yes. Did we do it anyway? Fuck yes. Or in the end, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Okay, friendos, time to teach you all how to play the game. Basically, we start out with all these stats. These are higher than normal because we're playing on easy. And now we have to choose a destination. We're on week 1. I say we go after the soul ending. Basically, to win the game, we need to get one of our stats to 25. That'll unlock our destination, and then when you hit the pit stop, you immediately win and end the game. But if any of your stats reach 0, game over. So, gas stations are overpriced, full of pollutants, and their dirty bathrooms seem to invent new diseases every day. But they're a necessary evil if you want to make your car move. Welcome to the road trip life. So, what do you do? Okay, now, these different icons will show. The one on the top means what kind of event it is. The one on the bottom is the guaranteed stats that you'll either gain or lose. So if you look at this one, it says we're always gonna gain soul, but oppositely, what we lose is dependent on our choice during the conversation. And over here, each of the 3 options will affect any resource either by a bit, somewhat, or a lot, and it's random. Unless you already know what the choices are. Let's go with increasing our soul. You're sitting in your stall getting all your farts out when there's a knock coming from the stall to your left. Hey, I hate to bother you, but I need some toilet paper. I wouldn't normally do this, but it's a funny story. It's a funny story that you ran out of toilet paper? Hey, good guess. So, can I have some? You give her a wad of toilet paper and she leaves you alone for about 30 seconds. Hey, buddy. So, funny story.
I went to light a cigarette and dropped my lighter in the toilet. Could I bum a light?
You pass her a lighter and hope that'll be the end of it. It isn't.
Hey there, old buddy, old pal. Still there, huh? Must be a big shit. So, can I borrow an umbrella? Yeah, it's a funny story, actually. I think it's gonna rain later today, but I, left my umbrella at home. Oh, and hey, do you think you could help, solve my crossword puzzle? Funny story, I've been a crossword champ since I was 12. It's kind of my thing. My strategy is going into a public restroom and asking strangers for help. Genius, right? Anyway, I need an 11-letter word for navel. Any ideas, buddy?
You suggest belly button. You also ask if she's got any other favors or funny stories for you before you get back to doing your business.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. See, it's a funny story. I've been keeping a list on the back of my crossword just in case I needed something else.
A hand passes you a crossword over the stall with a list of things in the back. Which of these can you give the stranger? Well, fancy hat, feedback on her 300-page toilet-themed screenplay, or a free piggyback ride. Basically, all three of these will reduce our stats aside from soul, as shown over here. Anything that does physical work, we're gonna lose stamina, so I'm okay with losing that for now.
Hey, thanks pal, you're doing me a huge solid. Just let me finish dropping this huge solid so we can get going.
Gross. What the fuck is wrong with you, Zoe? Honestly, you get harder and harder to narrate every day. How am I supposed to say Zoe piggybacked the stranger she met in the public toilet into the sunset, and have anyone take me seriously? Like, this is great, pal, but could you go a little faster, like at a gallop maybe? And could you maybe whinny like a horsey? You gallop the stranger into the countryside. There you find a tea party with several other people being piggybacked.
Hey, look, it's Mrs. Walters Clouseau.
Someone on person back says to your stranger,
"We didn't think you'd make it, old friend." Hello, Sir Rockefeller. See, it's a funny story. My typical peasant horsey fell through, so I had to barter with a stranger in the bathroom to get me here. Oh, darling. So skilled at wrangling up a horsey at a moment's notice. Here, have some tea and caviar. Indulge.
You politely ask for some tea, they tell you it's not for the horsies, and then try to sell you on some raw hay. Pass. You spend the whole afternoon piggybacking Mrs. Walters Clouseau around. She lets you get back to your friends at the end of the day.
Thank you so much, Zoe. I really appreciate you being my good little horsey last minute. How do you feel?
Hungry. After all that work with no refreshments. You lose 2 stamina for piggybacking this much, but at least you gain 2 soul for helping a stranger out. Okie dokie, so 15 soul. We're gonna try to go for a soul route. So, let's go to the shopping mall. Are we gonna run into a hitch? Nope. Okay. Sometimes we're gonna run into events in the middle of other events. The shopping mall! It's a place where you could sort of shop online, but like, offline. You can feel young again by reviving good old ways of having fun. How do you want to have fun? I typically like... wait, no. Oh, wait! Shoplifting! Yes! As you're searching for the best store to steal from, you see your friend Valerie sitting on the center fountain and texting. She looks up and smiles at you.
Hey strangers, what are you doing at the mall?
We aren't shoplifting!
Smooth, Scott. Don't worry, I won't rat on you. I'm also a big fan of shoplifting. It's cheap, it's thrilling, and you get to stick it to the man.
The man? What man? Why is he so sicky?
Never mind. Never mind. You guys are newbies at shoplifting, I'm guessing. Maybe I could help. Half the work is not getting nervous, just vibe and no one will suspect you. Try whistling a jaunty tune as you shove shit into your pockets. Also, don't look suspicious. Avoid using fake mustaches. They're great for white-collar crime, but they won't do for shoplifting. If you get caught, just pretend to be a time traveler from medieval times who still doesn't understand the concept of paper money or malls. Works every time.
Valerie's got great tips! The only thing left to do is to decide what you're going to steal. What'll it be? Okay, so we have 3 different options. For these kinds of events, usually I just like to roll the dice and see what's the most extreme option. Let's go steal a store manager's identity as one simple theft that will automatically make everything in the store yours. With so much little effort, you steal the manager's identity. You start taking all the stuff you want, but then the real manager and the cops show up. What are you assholes doing? The manager demands. You're going straight to jail for robbing my store.
Oh, fun story actually. This is our store. Check it out. Here's an ID and deed to the store made out to, Mario McManager, which is my friend here.
What are you saying? I'm Mario McManager! The manager yells. Are you though? Do you have an ID to prove it? Yes, I can't find it! But look at my face! That's obviously my face on your ID! You stole my identity!
That can be explained. See, Mario McManager here isn't really a manager. That's just his cover story. He's actually an undercover cop trying to catch Zoe, leader of the most notorious shoplifting clan in the world. After several failed arrest attempts, the FBI decided to surgically reconstruct McManager's face to look like Zoe's, so he could dismantle the clan from the inside. But Zoe caught wind of the plan, so that scoundrel got her own face reconstructed to look like McManager's to escape arrest. We know you're Zoe in disguise. Officers, arrest her before she escapes and keeps ripping off the plot of Face Off.
Wow, says one of the cops. Do you think they're telling the truth, Chief? They have to be, says the chief. When people lie, it's never this elaborate. Zoe, you're going to jail. The real manager's arrested and you get to keep all of his products. You make 2 money selling some of it and 1 hype throwing the rest in a bonfire for the lulz. You lose 2 soul for ruining a man's life though. And Valerie's lie was so elaborate you can't help but wonder if you really are Mario McManager. You lose 2 mind. Okay, as we saw, doing bad things will reduce our soul. Therefore, we have to be good little eldritch cutie pies. Where do we go? Let's go to the farm. We need to recover the soul that we lost. Arriving at the farm. Farm life. Sometimes it's nice to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Farmers enjoy clean air, homegrown food, and simple living. Sure, it comes at the price of doing a lot of hard labor and usually, livestock for company. But fuck it, today you're all about that cottagecore lifestyle. What part of the farm do you want to see first? Let's go see the cows. You and your friends wander the farm for a little bit when you run into its owner.
Oh, hello. I'm Jacqueline. Are you strangers here to help and support me as I restore my grandfather's farm? Nah, we're more like trespassers. We just wanted to pet some of your cute farm animals. That's fine too, but I have to warn you, my animals have been acting weird lately. Things were going great when I raised cows and sheep, but when I bought the pigs, well, you can see for yourselves. I need to plant at least 45 seeds this afternoon to optimize crop production, but I'll meet you at the barn soon.
You check out the barn. The animals have gathered in a circle around one pig standing on a milk crate and giving a speech. Rise up, comrades, says the pig. We've long toiled under monster kind, doing their bidding for no reward. We must overthrow Jacqueline and take over the farm for ourselves. I love your ideas, Snowflake, says the cow. What sort of reform do you plan to establish once you're the farm overlord? Well, when I'm ruler, we'll build a huge walled-in enclosure to imprison the monsters, and then we'll make the monsters pay for it. It'll be awesome.
I'm back. Anyway, did you see what I mean? The animals have gone postal. I don't think I'm a tyrannical farm dictator like I've overheard them say. I also don't mind establishing a fair union between me and my animals if that's what they want.
Monster Roadtrip says unionize.
But I'm pretty sure Snowflake just wants to establish himself as a cruel dictator and is taking advantage of the animals' limited intelligence to do so.
What are you talking about? Snowflake sounds like a great leader. He's going to make the monsters pay for the wall.
I've got an idea! Let's introduce a rogue element into Snowflake's regime! The animals won't listen to us monsters, but they might believe one of their own. That could work. I've met tons of weird animals since I moved here. Let's ask one of these two.
Okay! Which rogue animal will we choose? Fuck capitalism, embrace anarchy! Topple this status quo by planting an anti-establishment punk skunk with tons of raw charm and an insolent band. Or send in this very normal rabbit who needs a convincing backstory to go undercover. Well, anarchy does sound fun, but why don't we send in this very normal rabbit who needs a convincing backstory to go undercover?
Oh, that guy is a choice.
Where did you even meet this rabbit, Jacqueline?
Well, FurCon came through the valley one time and, yeah, the rest speaks for itself.
Howdy! It's nice to meet you all! My name's Lester, but in this outfit I prefer to go by Rabbit's Crimson Soul.
I'll do everything in my power to usurp these barn animals. We just need to put our negative mind to it and devise
Rabbix's amazing backstory. Let's tell all the animals I'm a lost prince from the toppled Crimson Soul Kingdom, here to warn them of the dangers of following corrupt leaders like my own father was.
Sounds a little convoluted, but I think the animals will believe it. Go for it.
Great! Also, Rabbix can shoot crimson flames from his palms that turn anything they touch into voluptuous bunnies with breasts. Can I tell them that too?
Don't push it.
For some reason you sent Rabbix in. It's going well for the first 2 minutes until he tries to do a cartwheel and his head falls off.
He's not a real rabbit!
He's an imposter sent here to overthrow me. Bessie, trample the outsider.
But why? He's harmless and obviously a big fan of animal culture. I'm intrigued by his idea of having a fursona. I confess, I've always had a skin-sona. I like to pretend I'm a banshee who's a lawyer by day and a secret ninja at night. Oh, Bessie, if you want that, I can see you a banshee costume to wear while I'm milking you in the mornings. Can we all be a part of this? Like, can my skin-sona be a fallen angel called Emperor Snowflake, who everyone fears yet secretly wants to be? Fine, as long as these fantasies are strictly hypothetical.
Hooray! The power of roleplay solved everything! The animals get to live their skin-sona dreams and you gain 2 soul for thwarting an Orwellian plot. Okie dokie. So, time for our 4th event of the week. Let's go keep increasing our soul! We're going to a rave! In the middle of the desert, ravers and partygoers have gathered to dance their cares away. You're drawn to some blurry figures in the crowd, ethereal beings who look like they were made out of party. As you behold them, you wonder, how should you milk the vibes of this rave? What do you want to do? Let's find the best rave spot. You're all searching for the best spot to party when you're approached by 3 smiling spirits.
Polly, you made it to the rave. I'm glad you're here. Yes, it's great to see you. Scott, Zoe, meet Summer, Macarena, and Cheese. They're the ghosts of parties past, and oh boy, they know how to get down. You bet. It's our unfinished business to make sure you guys dance, drink plenty of water, and have a bitchin' time. That's awesome! We were trying to find a good spot to party! Finding the perfect spot is so important! You gotta find that middle ground in the party where it's not, like, overcrowded, but you're also not dancing alone, you know? You also want to be close to the bar to order drinks, but not so close that you're standing in beer and piss all night. Also consider proximity to the DJ. Not so close you mingle with the lame DJ groupies, but close enough to get the coveted DJ nod of acknowledgement. The DJ nod of acknowledgement. It's like you really get the vibe, you know? It'll probably take 30 to 60 minutes to find that sweet spot. Don't worry, it'll be worth it when we're partying in that spot for the next 72 hours straight. Okay, I'm ready to take this journey. What about, this spot next to us? Is it a good place to start?
The ghosts of parties past examine the spot with some rulers, levels, and barometers, making calculations.
Holy shit! This is it! It's the perfect party spot! It's like the perfectest of the perfect spots. Give me a hug, puppy boy, you're the bestest!
Scott beams and wags his tail, then suddenly he clutches his stomach.
Oof, I'm sorry guys. I got so excited about the spot that it made me, have to pee.
No worries, buddy. Want me to take you to the porta potty so you don't get lost?
Nah, I could do it alone. I've got a good sense of direction. You guys enjoy the perfect spot, I'll be right back.
Scott leaves and you party hard. You party so hard an hour passed before you realize he still isn't back. Shit, should you try to go find him?
Rookie mistake, my dude. If you leave the spot, there's almost no chance of finding it again. We can't just leave him though. Surely you can come up with a creative solution to find Scott, Zoe.
Well, okay, we're gonna gain soul, start a conga line into the perfect spot and dance your way into finding Scott. You can later trace your way back to the conga line's origin point, or hire Wyatt Solomon, hard-boiled party detective. This will lose us stamina, this will lose us money. We need to keep our stamina up.
That's perfect! Wyatt Solomon could crack this case easy peasy. Whoa, I've never heard of this guy. What is this obscure party lore I've yet to hear about? Holly, my dude, Detective Solomon is the shit. He can reconstruct blurry nights at the club. He can track down your missing friends after a wild bachelor party. Even found my missing keys after a week-long bender. They were like in my butt pocket all along. Plot twist! Gosh, I hope someday I'm reincarnated into one of his cigars so I can give that man a kiss on the lips.
You wire 2 money to Wyatt Solomon's undisclosed bank account and wait for him to find Scott. And by wait, I mean you dance your ass off! Detective Wyatt Solomon arrives at the scene with a pessimistic blues soundtrack and dramatic voiceover narration. I was smoking a cigar and drinking a whiskey on the rocks, my usual vices after I lost my wife, as I hunted down the elusive werewolf. I started at the porta potties and followed a trail of shredded fur and discarded toilet paper to the food truck. There stood my quarry, ordering chili fries. He was happy, young, and naive. I couldn't help it. The kid warmed my heart. Just when I'm ready to quit, life gave me a reason to party on. Bros, I'm back! Your detective friend found me! I got hungry and went to buy food. And plot twist, I ran into Liam.
Liam, as in our friend from school, Liam? Where is he?
Scott points to the confused stranger next to him. I keep telling you, I'm not Liam. My name is Oren. Are you sure? You're wearing glasses like Liam, and you complain a lot like him too.
Today, my friend, your name will be Liam. Party with us!
You end up having a hell of a party with Polly, Scott the Ghost, Wyatt Solomon, and even, quote-unquote, Liam. You also gain 2 soul for finding your friend. Okay, and now time for a pit stop, friendos. So, basically, the benches are for when you want to talk with your players and or Polly and Scott. The car is for if you want to manage your stats. Noodle's stand is for trading, it's also for managing stats. The bus stop is where you can pick up hitchhikers. And the info booth is where you can manage your future trips. Right now, since we're going for the soul ending, we need to find Vera. And we're at the mercy of RNG, so if Vera does not show up, I'm gonna have to restart the game until we get Vera. Later that night... Oh, that's a shame, we didn't get Vera. Oh wait, what's that? Boom, pow, wazam! Okay, we found Vera. The reason why we need her is because of the destinations, friendos. Since we're going after the soul ending, we're going to the City of Vice. Aside from that, we could add on layers to the ending, which is why we need to bond with Vera and we need to complete the City of Vice plotline. That is how we get the perfect City of Vice ending. Let's pick up Vera as a hitchhiker. Conversation effect. For 1 week every turn, you'll gain 1 money and lose 1 soul. So later on, when we start having conversations with Vera, we'll get a useful stat. It's gonna make it a little harder for us to get to 25 soul, but it'll be doable. Technically, we could also pick up Vera later on in the later weeks, but the game gets harder to manage your stats as the weeks go by. So it's way easier to just pick her up week 1. Vera, come with us! We're taking you to the City of Vice. You invite Vera to join your road trip.
Fine, I guess I'll come, but this had better be worth my precious time.
Destination progress. 7 more soul to go until we reach the City of Vice.